Hello everyone, it is Christine here and I'm back to share another square that I've created for the great big little Stitcheryswap that is being hosted by the gorgeous Annie Claxton over at Arty Farty Annie, where we're swapping squares of our stitchery across the globe with other people, and they will send us a square. So I've got my second one completed. I won't be posting this video until my recipient receives it, and my recipient is the lovely Tori, or otherwise known as Cool Kooky Creatures, with a K. And I've created a really fun square for her. So a little bit about Tori is she loves colours, she loves bright things. She calls herself a magpie womble. I believe owls are her favourite bird. That she loves raccoons. They're one of her favourite animals. She loves buttons, sewing, reading. So they are the inspirations I've taken for my piece. She loves birds, loves animals and creatures. So I've got some lovely Australian birds, cockatoos on the front here. I've got a little note for Tori. And on the back, because I'm enclosing my piece in 2 bits of cardboard, I've got this poem, which I'm actually sharing with all my swaps because I just think it's so fitting for what we do when we're doing slow stitch. It's all about joy. So I've wrapped Tori's up in this raccoon fabric because I happen to have raccoon fabric in my collection. And then when I read that Tori loves raccoons and in fact once used them as a conversation starter, I thought that's the perfect thing to give her a bit of extra raccoon fabric. So we'll open it up, we'll turn it up the right way. And then let me show you what's on here. So I'll bring it up to the camera so you can have a bit of a look before I explain it all. So we have colour. That's the first thing that we've got. We've then got our lovely little owl down here. And that was part of a base piece of fabric, but then I've done chain stitch in the gorgeous Razzle Dazzle thread around either side of it, and then just done a regular back stitch across the top. I've given the owl some gorgeous blue glittery sequins, and then with just some French knots in the centre, so they're nice boggly eyes. And then we've got a sweet little owl down here, which again I've just used the Razzle Dazzle nice thick perle cotton to stitch around, and then another owl up here. So I've had these owls actually since I was making some gorgeous wall hangings or sort of mobiles for my nephews when they were small kids, and I just love owls myself, so very fitting to include owls. And then I've got my little raccoon here, which is from this fabric. So I fussy cut him out and then stitched him onto my hexagon flower that I made using my Epiflex templates, and just used lots of gorgeous vintage. All the fabrics here are vintage reclaimed, or ones that I've had in my collection for a very, very long time. And so that's got lots of beautiful colours around that. And then I've got buttons. This Tori loves buttons like me, and this one is a bit of a seaside or maritime theme because Tori loves the beach and going for swims. I've got these cute little pom-poms, which I've included in some of the other pieces as well. This button up here is a lovely vintage or antique mother of pearl button. So they're carved, they're so glistening, they feel beautiful and cold to the touch, and they're just irregular sort of shapes around it. So I just love that they are handcrafted, and they are a lovely little bit of history. So we've got our squirrel down here and a little heart, and again I've used my variegated Razzle Dazzle thread for that. I've then used my laundry labels, my French laundry labels, to put love and CO, my initials, down the bottom. So that's me signing the piece and sending some love out there into the universe. We've got our toadstool, which I just did French knots on. And then down the bottom, we've got some gold beads that I've sewn on, and they spell out magpie womble, which is what Tori calls herself as well. Now for fun, because with all my pieces I want to include a little secret sort of note embedded in the piece. So I've got my raccoons, and I just love, this one just sort of tucks under the button there, and stays nicely in place. It won't fall out because it's held nicely within the hexagon. And I've got a special little note for Tori with all the things that I'm celebrating about our shared sort of passions. So colour, fabric, creativity, support for other artists, the beauty of nature, creatures of all kinds, slow stitch, stitchy friendships, travel, buttons, owls, and finding joy everywhere. So I thought that was very fitting. And what I've done with the hexagon is I made it the way I normally do, where you've got an unfinished back, but then I attached on a piece of old vintage napkin to the back and just overstitched all around the edges so that nothing would catch when the little note is being slid in and out. So I'll just make sure I put that back in the right way. So that's a bit of fun. And it's all on my vintage bedspread, which has this lovely raised design. So even if someone doesn't decide to turn the edges over, they've got a beautiful area around the outside. So I think I've talked about everything on it. Yeah, little additional hexagons over here. And then, yeah, it's all just sort of, stitched down around. Oh, and then this is my Nana's vintage rickrack, the green vintage rickrack that's under the magpie womble. Oh, and then I did some tiny little beading with little French knots all the way up here as well. So I'm pretty pleased that I got lots of references in. I got the colours, I got the brightness, I got the reference to the beach and swimming. I've got my buttons, I've got the raccoons, got lots of owls, and yeah, the magpie womble, and just, a real sense of fun, I think. So I hope that really, brings a smile to Tori's face, and I just can't wait for these packages to get on their way. So this one will be posted today, and it can start winging its way to the UK. So thanks for watching, folks, and hopefully, by now Tori's, might have shared a video as well with her opening, and it will just be such a thrill to see folks opening their packages. Bye, everyone.